Hello, greeting to everyone. The objectives for this lesson is to introduce you with the basic knowledge of AutoCAD for beginners. Right? We have no knowledge regarding to AutoCAD. This video will be very useful for you to learn how to introduce into the AutoCAD software, no matter what version are you using for AutoCAD. All version of AutoCAD will allow you to draw the drawing that you're required to do. All right. Only different is that the version, depend the version that AutoCAD that you're using, you're going to have a different layout of the position of the command on the top here. But the version, it doesn't matter, right? The important is to be familiarized with the different type of icon or command that are on the display here in order for us to get through to the drawing, the technical drawing that we did already by hand. All right. Those drawings that we did by hand, we're going to be able to do it now using this software. Let's begin. AutoCAD is a drafting software that I use to design or draw drawing in 2D or 3D, right? So drawing in 2D or 3D using computer software named AutoCAD. Before we start going into the first objective, that is a different method to draw a line in AutoCAD, I want to say that in order to get the AutoCAD software open, we need to have different ways. One is you're going on the start button and look for the AutoCAD, and you make a click or double click on it, and the software will open. Also, you can go on the desktop. You can go on the desktop, right? You can go on the desktop of the software and look for the 2014, look for 2018, look for 2024. Whatever version of AutoCAD you have installed, you can double click on it and the software will open for you. Once you open the software should open showing you these create a new drawing, right? You have to make sure that at the beginning when you open the AutoCAD, you see metric or imperial, right? If when you open the AutoCAD software, you don't see metric or imperial there, you won't be able to select the particular unit that you want to do your drawing. Unit meaning if your drawing is in metric or in millimeter, right, or in meter, you have to make sure that you click on metric system, right? If your drawing is in imperial, inches, feet, you need to select imperial here and click OK. Because when you install the software for the first time, sometimes the software do not open like this. And when you open the software, you automatically come into the blank page, right? And the blank page doesn't tell you in which unit are you drawing, if it's a metric or imperial, right? In order for you to update the software and to be able to see the metric or imperial unit before you start doing your drawing in the correct unit, you have to, let me cancel this. You go in here on the command bar here, right? At the command bar down here, and you type the word start up. Yes, you type the word start up, right? This start up, right? And you press enter. And if the software is updated, you're going to see number 1 right here. If the software is not updated, that is not open, showing metric or imperial, then you're going to see number 2, number 3, number 4 inside here. What you have to do to update the software, judge the number that you see in here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever number you see, you change it to number 1, right? You type number 1 and you press enter and the software will start, right? You press enter and the software will start in this. When you come here and you click on new, again, it's gonna show you here. To click on new one, you might use the blank, right? The blank command here or icon here, or you can go and start here and select a new one, right? Click on new and it will open this for you. It's gonna show you, right? Metric or imperial. In our case, my software is already updated. I won't cancel it. This is just to begin in this. Right? The second thing that we're going to be looking for the software is how to change the color of the screen here. How to change the color of the screen here. My own is displayed in white, right? But some person prefer to work in black. Recommendation is if you are working with the software and the color here, you're not feeling comfortable, you change it to the recommended color that is appropriate for you, right? The color, it won't change the quality or the type of drawing that you're doing. It's simple visualization of the screen. If the screen is displayed in white, the line will be black. If the screen is black, the line will be white. Right now, the screen is white. When I click in line command and trying to draw a line, the line are black color, right? But if I change the color to a black or any other color that you prefer, the line will be changed to a different color, right? To change the color of the screen here, just make a right click on the mouse, right click, select option, right? In option here, make sure you are here on display, and select color. And then you come on the top here, select color here, select what color you want. My own was white. Now I change it to black. Change it to black, you say apply and close and say okay. All right, now the screen is black screen, right? And you see now the line is color is white. That's the only difference that we do. All right, as I said, I prefer white color. I'm gonna make it come back to white color, option, color, select color here and change it to white color. So apply and close. Okay, now I'm in white color here now. All right, that is the second thing for this aspect, how to change the color of the screen. All right, third thing that we're going to be looking. I will not call it my number, just gonna call it next and next thing. All right. Let me minimize the software that I'm using to record the video, minimize it for better visibility of the thing on the top here. All right, second thing, notice here on the top of the software here that says drafting and annotation. This one is recommended when you're going to do a 2D drawing in 2 dimension, 2D, 2 dimension drawing. 2 dimension meaning that all line will be drew between X and Y plane, X and Y plane. That's called in 2 dimension. You only won't be able to see the front view, the end view, or the plan view or the particular drawing that you want to do. Only will allow you to see one of these three views. The front, if you are drawing the front view, the end, if you are drawing the end view, and the plan view, if you are drawing the plan view. Only one view is allowed to see when you're using 2D drawing. When you are using 3D, three-dimension drawing, in that case, you will be able to display more than one view of that particular geometric object that you drawing, right? But we are not in three-dimensional drawing. We are in two-dimensional drawing. We're only going to be able to draw the particular elevation that we are decided to draw for any particular geometric drawing. All right. Two main ways to set up the software in the required interface that we want to use. One is you're going on the top where you see the name here, and you click on the arrow that is facing down. Click on the arrow facing down here. And from this menu that we have here, the AutoCAD Classic is very old method. It's not using today. The recommended today is drafting and annotation of 3D modeling. When it's advanced drawing, use a 3D model. When it's a beginning or 2D drawing, we're going to be using drafting and annotation, right? Drafting and annotation, we're going to be using this one. This is one way. You click in that one, you check that one, and it will be displayed on the top. The other way to do it, look at the lower right corner of the screen and look for this little wheel, the wheel that down right here. You check this, click on it, and look, and you select drafting and annotation. They will take you to these 2D interface here. All right, we'll take you to that one. Once you are here now, once you had been set up the software to do the drawing, all right, you need to learn some important tip before we start placing the drawing, doing the drawing. First, if you have a drawing, when you are drawing, when you rotate the wheel that is on the mouse, the drawing will increase and the drawing will decrease like this. You rotate for better visibility of the drawing. You rotate the wheel that is on the mouse and you increase or decrease. If the screen is full like this and you want to do another drawing, right? And you need a more space to do the other drawing, what you do, just press the wheel down and keep it pressed, and then you drag it. When you drag the wheel, you will allow to move the drawing from one location to another location. Be careful. This movement, if you notice the UCS, right? The UCS indicator, look, when you're moving the drawing is not moving from the position. What you're doing is like you have the drawing paper on TD on the table, and you move the paper to one side of the table. The paper moves together with the whole drawing, but the drawing doesn't move from the particular position that you are drawing that you have the drawing on the paper. That's the same thing happened here. We are not moving the drawing from the original location. We just moving the page to accommodate more drawing in somewhere else. These are the two important tips to go in there. All right, when right here, we have this pencil with erase on it. This is very useful when you make a mistake, right? When you make a mistake, that is a modified toolbar. This is the one I'm gonna show you for now, all right? From modified toolbar, because it's very important for beginning. If you make a mistake, you just click in that one and say this line is wrong. You click on it and make a right click and you erase the line, right? One more time, you click on it, click on the line, right click, you erase the line, all right? That is a important tip that you want to see from. Another way to find it is making right click on the mouse. You click on the line, right? Click on the line, make a right click and select erase, right? Click on the line first, make a right click and select erase. The line is erased. Another important tip is that if you erase the incorrect line, you can get it back by clicking on undo command. It give you back, see it? Give you back whatever thing that you want to get back. Give it a undo command. That is another way you can get back your line. The last thing is very useful too. Many persons use it too. It just clicking on the line and just press a delete on the keyboard. You press a delete on the keyboard, and also you're going to be able to erase the line, right? Also will allow you to erase the line. Pressing 3 method. Click on here, select the line, enter. Select the line, right click, select erase, done. Click on the line, let's delete on keyboard, erase. These are some of the important tips that I want to mention before I start the method of drawing different type of line that is objective for this class, right? If you don't want none of the drawing that you have drawn already, what you can do, you can highlight all the drawing at one time and press delete on keyboard, and you erase all the line at one time, right? Just highlight all the drawing and press delete on the keyboard, and you will be able to erase the line. Right? That is the important thing to warm up before we start beginning drawing in AutoCAD. Recommended to know that important feature before you go ahead in this. All right? Objective for the class: how to draw line in AutoCAD. Different method, right? 5 main different method to draw line in AutoCAD. Number 1, by clicking on the line icon, just click on it. You go to the screen. As much time you click, much line you get. Much time you click, that is method number 1. Just call in a picking point line. Just pick a point, because you say you want a line from this point to this point, to this other point, to this other point, to this other point, to this other point. Right? You don't want no more line, just press enter and you finish this. This is method number 1 of to use to draw line in AutoCAD. Notice that for this method number 1, the line, you can draw the line in any direction. Look, can draw it from here to here, can draw it from here to here, can draw from here to here, can draw also from here, can draw also from here to here, right? in a horizontal direction? Can you draw in a vertical direction? Right? Can draw a line in any direction. Right? That is what I'm planning to mention in this method number 1. For method number 2, right? Let me erase everything here now. For method number 2, we have a command called auto mode, right? Auto mode. See displayed on the lower part, auto mode. You just click here, or simple, use a F8 command. F8 mode, right? It's use F8, it will say auto on. When these auto mode is on, the line is like you're using T-square and 90 degrees square in technical drawing. The combination of T-square to draw a horizontal line, or the combination of T-square with 90 degrees square to draw a vertical line. This command is used when you want to draw horizontal and vertical line only. Right? You click in line command, click right here, you move around, the line is horizontal line. See it? This is command. It's a straight line only. Notice that you cannot not recommend it to draw on a diagonal line for this. Only way to draw a diagonal line is when you have a insertion point. If you have a point, that's where you can draw it. But this is not the objective for now. The objective is how these auto mode work, right? It's work for horizontal line and vertical line only, right? Horizontal line and vertical line. Notice that those lines doesn't have no measurement, right? We're going to look measurement later on, right? It's just showing the technique of these things. All right, let me give you one example of measurement to make sure you, all right, say line here, you want the length of this line to be 100 millimeter, just click, drag the mouse in the direction you want, you type 100, you press enter. The line is 100 millimeter long. If you want line down at 50 millimeter, just make the line in the direction down, type 50, press enter. You want the line in the direction 100, press enter, and you want the line to go up, you face it in the direction you want to go first, then you type 50, you press enter. Now you have the rectangle created, right? But you don't want no more, the line is still connected. To stop it, you just press enter, and then the line, the command is stop. This is the method that we use to draw a horizontal line and vertical line, horizontal line and vertical line. And when you want the particular dimension for these line, you need to type the value of the line, and then you press enter. Then you move the line in the direction you want the line to go, and then you press enter the value and press enter. That is for the auto mode command. The second one, the other one, the third one is the relative, right? The relative method to draw a line. Let me turn off auto mode off and look at the relative command. For relative command, look at down here. I'm gonna type something here, right? That is a formula we're gonna be using for relative command. You're gonna say at x, look at these, x, comma, y, right? We're gonna use this formula, at x, comma, y, right? Use this formula to get this method, right? The important this method is that when you draw in the line, you only going to give a value to the particular direction that you want to go. right? See X here, and look at Y here. If you want this line to go 100 millimeter in X direction, you say at 100, comma, Y, right? At 100, comma, Y. And the line will be moving in this direction. For the next line that moving in this direction, right, is in the direction of Y. You said at no measurement in X direction, you say 0, right? Comma, what is the value of the line go up? 50, you say comma 50. At 0, comma 50. Right? For the line that are here now, right? For the line that are here now, you will say at, right? At minus 100, right? Minus 100, comma 0. Because minus, you are here, right? You are here at 100, and you want to come 100, but in the opposite direction of X. In this particular case, you need to say minus to go this way, minus 100. Now, if we are here now, and we want to go to this point here, right? The value will be, is in Y direction, but it's coming down. If it's coming down, it's minus, negative value. No value in X. In meaning you say at 0, comma, minus 50, you want to come down. And then you press enter and it's done. Let's review these relative command. Click align command. Click right here beside this, right? See the line pointing, right? We're going to enter the formula now. It said at, right? You want to go 100 millimeter in X, comma, 0 in Y. When you press enter, the line move 100 millimeter, right? Now you want to go up 50 millimeter up. You said at no value in X, 0, comma, 50 millimeter in Y, 50. Is it? 50 millimeter in Y. You press enter and it's go up. Right? Now you want to go to the left, 100 millimeter. Because you go to the left, you have to use a minus. When you go to the right, it's a plus value. When you go to the left, minus value. All right? You said at. Always you have to enter at in front. That this is the command that are going to indicate the software that you are in relative mode. All right? At minus, right? 100, comma, 0. Is it? X minus 100, comma, 0. When you press enter, the line will go in this direction. And to end, you want to come down 50 millimeter, but it's negative because you come reverse to the y-axis. You said at 0 in X, comma, minus 50. And you press enter and it's done. Right? Now the rectangle is done like this. Right? In our future class, we're going to be looking dimensioning just to verify that the measurement is correct, that is not lie the information. You check here, 100, click on here, linear dimension, click at the end, and it's 100 by 50. This is just to verify that the information is correct. This is not objective for this class. Dimensioning is not objective for this class. All right. That is relative. Now we know free picking point, right? We know auto mode. We know relative. And now we're gonna look the absolute command. We're gonna look absolute command. For the absolute, we're going to use this formula that is down here now. You're gonna use x, comma, y. Is it just this? X, comma, y. Similar than relative, but relative has the at in front. Absolute, don't use at. It's just x, comma, y. All right, x, comma, y. All right, what happened to here now? For absolute, all measurement will be taken having in consideration the user coordinate here, UCS. UCS, the software automatically, the intersection of the y and x axis, where we have this little box here. Let me put it somewhere here. Where we have this little box right here, right, is this is telling us that this is automatically calling 0, 0. 0 in x, 0 in y, right? 0 in x, 0 in y. That is the absolute method what is meaning. It meaning that if I want to draw a line 100 millimeter, starting from 0, the line will be connected to the UCS right here, right? If you don't want the line to be connected to the UCS, you need to start some value like a 50 or 10 or 20, 5 from x and 25 from y. Let's do it from 0, 0 first, and then let's do it from other value 5 from x. If you click a line command, right, but don't click nowhere, is it? Specify the first point. Using absolute method, what you type x, y. What's the point that we want in x? 0, comma. What's the point I want in y? 0. Is it? Sorry, 0. Right? 0, 0 is the first point. When you press enter, the line automatically is connected to 0, 0 point that you can see in there. Right? Now, if you want this line to be drawn at 100 millimeter, meaning that we need to give the value in x direction, 100, right? And 0 in y direction. Let's write 100 millimeter line is set at 100, 0, right? Just always look on the lower part of the screen to look the information I'm typing in order to understand better what I'm trying to say to you, right? 100, 0. You press enter. The line has 100 millimeter long. Here is the problem of this absolute method. Now, if you want to get a line to go 50 millimeter up, 50 millimeter up, right? You have to keep in mind what was the value of the last information you type. The last information we type in x was 50, right? You have to remain in 50 for the next point. Meaning automatically you type 50 in x, right? Sorry, 100. 100, right, is the value for the last information you type in x. Comma. What was the last value in white? 0. What's the new value you want? 50. You say 0 plus 50 is equal 50. Meaning you type 50 because the last value in y was 0. Remember these. You type 50, you press enter, right? Now the line has 50 millimeter high. Look at this now. What is the last? Now we're gonna go in X direction. See, but in reverse or in negative. But here we don't use negative. We use a reverse direction, opposite to the X direction. Negative, we use it in relative method. In absolute, we don't call it negative because it confuse. We say you go opposite direction to X. It means we're going to subtract the value that we have in X to the new value that we want. Subtract the value that you have in X to the new value that we have in Y. This is one of the most complicated methods to draw a line, but you need to know about it. The line is here now, right? The point that we did here was 100,50. You want to go 100 millimeter. You want to go 100 millimeter in X, but in the opposite direction. Meaning you say, you want to go 100 and you are in 100 already. You say 100 minus 100 that you want it is 0. Meaning X automatically is 0, comma. You're going to go into Y direction. What is the last point that you did in white? 50, right? Last point that we did in white, 50. You're gonna go below 50? No. You're gonna go above 50? No. You're going to remain at the same height of 50. It means just keep the same height of 50. And you click. This is when the line not going to change the height of 50, just remain at 50. Now you want to go to this point here. You might remember that this point was 0, 0. But let's do the calculation, right? Where we are now here, we are at 0 in X and 50 in Y. What we said, we want to go down 50 millimeter. Meaning, because you are in 0 in X, you're not going to be moving from more than 0, less than 0. You're going to remain on 0. It means you say 0, comma, how much you want to go down? 50 millimeter. Where you are, a 50 millimeter high. You say 50 minus 50 is equal 0. Then you type 0. That's where, when you get it, just press enter to finish, and the exercise is done like this. All right. This is the most complicated way to do it. All right, to do the line, but it requires to have a knowledge about it. All right. Let's because this is the most harder one. Let's do another simple one using relative. Right, simple one. Line again, click in here. I want to go 60 millimeter to the right. You said, no, sorry, you're starting run. As I said earlier, that we're going to start at 10, at 20 by 20 here. Say line, start a point 20, 20, 20. See where the line start at 20, 20 here, right? Right? 20, 20. Then you want this line to be 40 millimeter in X. You say, because you're on 20 already, you're 20 already from X, and you want a 40, then you say 60. All right? You say, you're 20 from X already, but the line that you want to draw is 40 millimeter. You say 20 plus 40 that you want, 60. You mean your first point, you say 60. Look at these. That's why I'm doing another exercise to look at how is it 60. You want the line to be horizontal, meaning that you are at 20 millimeter high from X. You need to remain at 20 millimeter high. 20. See, 60, 20. You try, you have the line here, right? Now this line is 40 millimeter long, right? Now you want a 10 millimeter high. What you said, if you want a 10 millimeter high, what is the height that we have here? 20 in white. And you want 10, you said 20 plus 10 is equal 30. What is the last measurement that we did in X? 60. We always keep the last measurement, 60 in X, comma, 30 in Y. Why 30? Because we are already at 20 millimeter high here. You want 10, you say enter, 30, right? Now, you want to come back here, right? You want this line to be 20 millimeter to the left, right? What is the last value we have in X? 60. 60 minus 20, 60 minus 20 is equal to 40. Meaning you type 40 in X, comma, what's the last value we did in Y? 30. We keep it the last value, 30. Right? Press enter. Right? Now I want this line to be 10 millimeter now high. 10 millimeter high. Right? Follow the screen here. What is the last information that we did in X? 40. We don't change it because we're going to remain in X at 40. I mean, we keep 40, comma. What is the last value we have in Y? 30. How much you want it in Y now? 10. You said 30 plus 10 equal 40. Press 40, comma 40, the line going this way, right? Now you want the line to go 20 millimeter more in this direction, 20 millimeter more in this direction, right? You need to get the last value. What's the last value we have? What's the last value that we have in X? 40, right? The last value we have in X is 40, and you want to go 20 millimeter more, you say 40 minus 20 is equal to 20, comma. What is the height that you have here in white? 40, right? You don't keep, you change the CM 40 and press enter, right? Now, the last line here, you want to go to display this point here, you follow the information. What's the measurement that we have here in X? 20, right? In X, we are at 20, right? The history will help you to remember the information that you want to do, right? Last information we have here is 20, right? We remain 20 in X, comma, how much I want to come down here. Remember this was 10 and 10 is equal to 20. It means I want to come down 20 millimeter. What is the last information that I have here? In white, the last one was 40. If I want to come 20, 40 minus 20 is equal to 20. It means you say 20, 20. You press enter and the exercise is done. All right, you're going to take a time and practice this method, that this is the most complicated one because you have to use your brain and you have to use a piece of paper to keep in mind the last information, so on and so on, right? It doesn't mean that when you are drawing that you're going to use it, right? But you need to know about it. You will be able to select whatever method you want it, all right? Whatever method that you want to use to draw, you will be able to select whatever one you want it from this particular files. All right. The last one that I want to show you It's called the polar method, right? Polar method. The most versatile method used in AutoCAD is called the polar method. The polar is the one that allow you to draw line in easy way to go to horizontal, to go line, diagonal line, to go line, vertical line, right? To the left, to the right, up and down. You draw line any direction. When you want to draw a line in any direction, and you don't need to keep in mind, you don't have to keep in mind no coordinating point. You use a polar method. Only thing you need to know for polar method is the angle of the line. The angle of the line, right? Let's draw line here, right? And let's draw this other one across here in order to understand this. And let's right. For this method I want to explain now, you have to keep in mind when you want to draw a line in this direction, the angle that you're going to use is 0. When you want to draw the line in this direction going up, the angle you're going to use is 90. When you want the line in this direction, the angle is 180. If you want the line to come in down, the angle you use is 270. If the line go between the quadrant space, you need to know the particular angle. If it's a 30, 45 degree, 60 degree, the most common angle, can be 35, can be 45, no matter, can be 65, no matter, the drawing will tell you this. Here is simple, you enter the particular angle that you want. The problem is when the line is drawn between this quadrant, and this other quadrant, right? When the line go in this direction, this is where the problem come from, right? When the line go in this direction, or when the line go in this direction, all right? Or when the line go on this other direction, anywhere between here. When the line go anywhere in there, this is where you have to do a little calculation, right? Say for instance that the angle between here to here are 30 degrees. The angle between here to here is 30 degrees. You know the reference angle, as I gave you earlier, 90. You have to add the 90 degrees that you have as a reference here plus 30. And the angle you get here is 120. 120 will be the angle that you're going to use to draw this line. If the drawing is telling us that the angle between here to here is 30. If the angle between here to here is 60, you say 90 plus 60, 150. You use 150 to draw this line. If the angle from here to here is 45, you say 90 plus 45. You say 135 is the angle that we're going to be using for this particular line. Same analysis, you have to do it in here to draw this line. If the angle between here to here is 30, you say 180 plus 30. The angle you use, 210. If the angle is 45, you say 180 plus 45, you say 225, the angle for this line. If the angle is 60, you say 180 plus 60, right? 240. All right. Same analysis, do it in this quadrant to draw this line. You say 270, if the angle is 30, plus 30 is 300. If the angle is 45, you say 270 plus 45, 315. If the angle is 60, you say 270 plus 60, 330. When you do this calculation, you will have no problem to draw the line, right? You do the calculation only in this space here. Also, you do it here. 0 plus the angle that you have. 0 plus the angle that you have. 0 plus the angle that you have. 0 plus 30 remain 30. 0 plus 45 remain 45. 0 plus 60 remain 60. When you do these little calculation, what we do, we just type this formula. I'm gonna type it down here. Set at, right? The length of the line, let me put a L, right? This symbol here, and the angle of the line. See it? At length of the line less than the angle of the line. Angle of the line. Let's try it. Do these exercise, these two exercises. Let's try to do the two of them using the formula here. Line command, let's start it around here, right? And we will say, first line was 100, you said at 100, the sign 0, because I want to go this direction, right? The line moving this direction, right? Next line is a 50, you said at, very easy method. 50, the sign 90, because you go up, enter. See how quickly it is. To go to the left, at 100, you don't need to subtract, you don't need to add nothing, only you need to know is the value of the line. The sign 180, because you're going to the left. And to go down is 270, the value is 50, you say at 50, sign, and 270. Enter. When you're done, finish. Right? Let's say the other one that we did here, let me see if I remember the measurement. Said you want to do it anywhere here, or you want to do it same than this. This one was a 20 by 20, right? 20 by 20. You know, let's speed the class. Just click anywhere here, right? Anywhere here, and say the measurement for that one was 40. You said at 40, the sign 0, right? The measurement was 10 to go up. You said at 10 millimeter, the sign 90, right? Let me zoom it. To go across was 20. We said at 20, the sign 180. We go this way. We move it up 10 millimeter a while ago. We said at 10, the sign where you're going to go up 90, right? We move the same 20 to the left. At 20, the sign 180, enter. And to go down was 10 and 10, 20. We said at 20, the sign the angle is 270, and it's done. Now we have the reproduction using the polar method, we have reproduced the CM drawing using polar method. Only thing I did was changing the coordinating point to try to speed the class for this. All right, these are method one, picking point. Picking on the screen, you want to from here to here. Method one, you can click, just pick and click a line. Method number two, pressing F8, auto mode on, drawing line, horizontal direction, 50 millimeter, 30 millimeter, 20 millimeter, right? Auto mode, method two. Method three, relative method. Clicking on the line, click on the screen, enter at direction of at length of the line, comma 0 if you want to go to the right, at 0 if you want to go to the top, you enter the value to the top and so on. The last one was the absolute, clicking in the line. You need to know the coordinating point. You always for absolute, you have to start on 0. You need to remember 0, 0 in order to know the coordinating point. Always you need to know what is the coordinating point that you're going to start the line. When you know the coordinating point, add the recommended value you wanted for this. All right. All these are the 5 main methods that we recommended to use for AutoCAD. The other one, number 6, that was used in long times ago, that it was using the grid command. Pressing F7. Let me, before close the class, inform about it, because it was this method exists. All right. This is the one that calling the grid command. Right. This is the grid display, calling F7. You can activate it by clicking on grid command. See the grid in here, or by pressing F7, you turn it on, turn it off. Right? Let me erase everything here to conclude the class with this particular information. F7 will show the grid of the screen. Right? For the F7, you'll see the grid that is in there. Now, what happened in this grid? You need to have the object snap on. Right? You're gonna right click in object snap, go setting and snap and grid, right click in object snap, right? Go to snap and grid, and here select what distance you want. That could be, all right, class in the future. But now just to inform that is mesa axis. This is the space between X distance, and this is the space between Y distance. And we are in rectangular snap. And we said we also turn snap F9 on this. Snap on. This is the one that we're gonna need to be able to draw using the grid space. This one show the grid, and this one allow the line to be jumping or moving from grid to grid, right? Using the particular space that you have using here. Right? When you click OK, what will be happening now? The distance between one grid to another grid is 10 millimeters. That is on the setting there. You can change it to 20 to 30 to 40 anywhere, right? And it's meaning that if you click in line command, you will see that the cursor move from grid to grid. Look at this, right? It never stops between grid. Always is move from grid to grid, right? Say, if I click in this grid, and you want the line to be 10 millimeter long, you just move to the next grid and click. If you want 20 millimeter tall, you go jump to grid 1 and 2 and click. That's a 20. If you want 50, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You click 50. You want 20, 1 and 2. You want 10, 1. You want 80, 80 too much. 60, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 60. You want to coincide with the end point of this, you move around up to this one, right? And then it helps you to come down here and click your design. All right, using the user of the grid to draw the line. Only thing you need to know, what is the distance between one grid to another grid, and then you need to activate F9, right? You turn on F9, that it helps you to move from grid to grid. Remember, this is from right-click in Object Snap, right-click in Object Snap, select Setting, go here, Snap and Grid, make sure the Snap F9 is on, make sure Grid is on. Grid, show the grid, F9 show the, allow you to jump from grid to grid. And here you change what distance you want from one grid to another grid. If you want a 20, you change it to 20. And this now, when you click OK, the grid now will be 20. Notice that now there is no grid here between this and this, right? Because the grid here, the object snap, will be jumping 20 to 20. Look at now. Is it? From this, it now stopping 10. Look, now stopping 10. Stop it at 20, leaving 1. You try to 10, you cannot do no 10 because you jump into 20 because you set it to 20. All right, that is all for this class. The objective is how to update the software using Startup, how to change the color of the screen, make a right click on the screen and select option. All right, how to draw a different line using a different method, how to draw the drawing from one location to another location, how to zoom the drawing, how to erase the line, how to undo or redo the line, right? This is the important tip that we needed for this week. All right, for next week, we're going to be looking the different type of command that are used in Draw toolbar, and we're going to be able to complete some exercise that are on the exercise book. All right, just practice this, download your software and install it in your computer, or if you cannot download it, trying to use the educational version that is on internet. When you go to Google, just type in Google AutoCAD, and when you click in AutoCAD, it will direct you to the different type of software available in AutoCAD. All right, all the best. Practice is the key of successful. All the best. See you in the practical class. Bye.